All right, so Curtis King TV, in his breakdown of What's the Dirt, doing the video against pretty much tweaking out on Justin Hunt, Company Man, he kept bringing up DJ AKADEMIKS in terms of like the arrogance and the DJ AKADEMIKS. What did I call it?
Academics logic.
The academic logic, where he essentially, which I never thought about, kind of broke down and kind of said how AKADEMIKS has kind of birthed this level of arrogance in young creators, right? To where back in the day, there was a journalistic approach to disagreeing with your fellow comrade to where we can still sit at the table, be in the same function and things of that nature, right? But then like the AKADEMIKS level, AKADEMIKS introduces a new one where it's a suck my D, it's a F you, it's a spit on you, look down, I'm doing better than you, I got more clout based off views and things of that nature, right? And I didn't realize that, but when he said that, I was like, I guess that is a good point, like, because even when I saw other people coming up in different generations, they never used "I'm more popping than you," "I'm doing better," or "I'm better than you." I didn't see that as much. True. It was more of a "I'll clown you out the building," "I'll clown you out the room," or it was I don't know. It definitely didn't have the same.
AKADEMIKS brought flexing to journalism.
Yeah,
essentially.
But the thing is like they're picking up what he's doing, but I'm not saying that they didn't earn the right to do it, but it comes from a different place with AKADEMIKS.
It does,
because he was getting fronted on by the whole industry. So once he got to that position where he had leverage, it was like, oh yeah, fuck y'all niggas. Y'all niggas didn't think I would be here. So like his flexing mindset is more like it's a chip on your shoulder effect.
I was about to say,
but you got young niggas that's coming in already like that.
Yeah,
it comes from a place of hurt, like deep hurt with AKADEMIKS. You know what I mean? Like it's not even real. It's not even like real. What's the word? When you're cocky and shit.
Arrogance.
It is pseudo arrogance because it's like manufactured.
Because it's fluff.
It's fluff.
I get what you're saying. It's like you gotta kind of big it up a little bit so you feel justified in your head.
Yeah, like you've ever heard of stories of like a LA gang member, their OG being like, yeah, you know, we about to go kill this nigga. But he's telling you that on Sherm. The nigga's not even sober. You get what I mean?
He's not even clicking his seatbelt.
It's like AKADEMIKS is like a false idol, like showing niggas the wrong way when that's not even how you're supposed to act.
Let's listen to how he breaks this down. Go to 1 hour, 9 minutes, 28 seconds. Yeah, right here.
And I understand what's happening, right? There's a difference between a DJ AKADEMIKS and an Elliott Wilson. Elliott Wilson's figuring it out. Salute to the OG. But there's old school journalism that really was like editorial where you kind of gave your opinion, but you still were respectful that you're going to meet these people in real life one day. But I think YouTube has kind of like made this a little bit more risque in that folks are offering not only their opinions, but they're like saying, suck, like AKADEMIKS. That is the standard for a lot of people. Suck my dick. I ain't, man, fuck you. Y'all ain't shit. I'm bigger than the artist. But my thing is, how could you be bigger than the people that you're covering? So I think what's happening is that individuals like yourself are seeing this is important for me so I can have my feet solidified in this space. I'm doing the same thing right now, where I have to give my opinion. I get to give my opinion, and because of that, people know where I stand on things. People don't want to watch the news for that. The news gives you these are the facts. This is happening. Some of them are a little bit, some of them got a little propaganda for sure. But I'm saying that's what they come to us for. But when you lean in on things that you don't have any experience in, I don't know your experience being a black male in America. But when you lean in on things that you don't have experience in, this is where you're getting challenged on it.
Kendrick Lamar, Jesus himself is able to do these types of things.
Let's jump over to go to
117.
117. Yeah, let's go to 112 with the problem with AKK. Because I want to make sure before we go deeper, we lay out what he said his problem with AKADEMIKS is.
All right, let's go deeper.
Not with somebody who had like. Imagine if he would have did this academic style on you.
No. 117.
You'd be ready to fight.
117, 43.
Oh, 117?
Yeah. 43, yeah.
In my eyes, for sure. But I'm looking and I'm hoping that it's just the fact that AKADEMIKS mention you while he's two of your pinned tweets or pinned Instagram posts here. But it seems like you're falling in line with the same problematic things that this black man that we've been critical of is doing within this culture. This is where people are calling it out, not simply because you're a Drake or Kendrick fan. That's going to die at some point. This problem is still going to exist, but that's why it's being called out. I hope this serves as education. What's the problem with academics? Well, just last week, or this week, as LA Times reported that Compton business owners say they lost thousands of dollars when Kendrick Lamar's shot the Not Like Us video in his hometown. Academics reported it, couldn't wait to report it. And the issue wasn't that he reported it. He's a news outlet. The issue was that you chose to spin it as a blemish upon Kendrick's reputation. You couldn't wait to put that up there. Well, in the midst of him explaining that he was just copying and pasting from an article, here's what he had to say to one of the business owners who got misquoted in what they said, misquoted in the LA Times, and they went to the comments and said, Academics has got this story completely wrong. Here's what he said to this black-owned business.
Lamar updates. So they posted a comment supposedly from the place that's quoted in the article, saying this entire post is misquoted.
The name of the restaurant is 𝙼𝙾𝚂𝚃 Soul Food in Compton.
And pushing a narrative that we don't represent. People, please don't believe everything you read. Words have been twisted and that's not right. The city should have made better decisions with notification on tax-paying business owners. We in no way, shape, or form have any negative commentary for Kendrick. This was a city issue and academics. You better be careful about misquoting people and twisting words. We never spoke to you. I'm a food for the soul. Suck a cock. I hope.
Journalism. You're telling an established business, instead of talking to them, you feel comfortable enough to tell them to suck a dick. That's the person, what's the dirt, that we are now seeing glimpses in your reaction that felt like your version, in my opinion, of a DJ Academics reaction to somebody who called him out by his name. But you didn't even get called out by your name. You got soft punched. You got kitty boxed with your viewpoints. He's selling this black-owned business. Even worse than that.
Y'all go out of business. Like, it's only so much y'all could keep coming at me. Like, I didn't say I spoke to you bum ass niggas at that trash ass soul food restaurant.
Journalism.
I wouldn't come there to feed my dogs. Pluto couldn't take a shit on y'all floor. Please don't ever think that I would be talking to you fucking bum ass niggas.
But journalism requires you to talk to all parties.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
So that you can dig into the stories and figure out what the truth is. This is where adding, and this is still about what's the dirt. He didn't say these things, but this is what I'm saying. This is the example of journalism in this generation, and that's a fucking problem.
All right,
there's a difference.
That's weird though. Like, I get what he's saying, but journalism and journalists have always created a narrative that benefited whoever is paying the journalist or them, like regardless. Exactly. So and that's where it gets a little.
That's why, like in this video in general, there was definitely. I definitely understand where he's coming from in terms of the just being on the internet and saying "suck my D" to just anybody. But this is the weird thing. The state is different, right? Journalism back then was actually print. It was like, it wasn't actually, it was the words, right?
Yeah.
Journalism now is short documentaries on YouTube. You don't have to, you might not desire to be in the same room with these people, right? Like that might not be a desire. One of the things he was saying is the people that actually have real power are the people that are going in person and meeting people. What if you don't want the power? What if I just enjoy doing what I'm doing? This is another battle of old media versus new media, right? I don't agree with running around saying suck my D because I like going outside and I'm just not that type of nigga. If I say suck my D, I plan on just I'm okay with fighting you if I see you. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm about to say, spit it out, nigga.
I'm okay with coming. I'm okay with whipping my dick out. Come on.
I was like,
If I say that,
right?
that's crazy.
So yeah, so it's like it's interesting, and this is another thing too. It's like the old level of journalism and people that respect it and hold it to the highest regard want the newer generation to respect it on the same level. But that respect is not reciprocated. The respect isn't even, right?
Respect.
They don't respect what you do. They don't respect what we do. We don't. I won't say like we as us people, but like old doesn't respect the new doesn't respect the old. So like anytime I hear these talking points in terms of like you need to respect these people, they're renowned journalism. A lot of people don't give a fuck. They've never read a single article, right? And their movement or their thing, he said Elliott Wilson has it figured out, right? I'm not sure what he's talking about in terms of that. Like,
I think he said figuring.
Yeah. He said figuring it out. I'm glad y'all said that because I heard figured it out.
But that would have been egregious.
Okay, that would have
figured it out.
Okay, figuring it out. That I can accept that a lot more.
You can get jiggy with that.
I can get jiggy with that because because I was like, I read it back twice because I said I know you didn't say you got to figure it out. I said I feel like we were all watching him try to figure it out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it's like
troubleshooting.
Yeah, and it's like there's no respect on either side because, and this is another thing too. These people,
who should give it first?
I was about to ask that. That's crazy.
Well, that's a good question. I mean, all right,
because and to add on to that, does the new generation not have to earn that respect?
Right.
Because when you say respect, it's that and it's carrying the torch that they once had.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
and changing how the flame burns.
Exactly.
Well, this is what's interesting
but
about
keeping the same spark.
Well, and you niggas is cooking right now.
Turn the podcast on. We did it.
Wait, I got another fire pun. Hold up.
But this is the thing that's like the weird part about it, right? This isn't a pass the torch or pass the baton situation. This is you ran with your torch for this long. I lit a whole new torch. Yeah, like there's a certain little bit of your flame over here, but this is
some smoke from
it's
this
some
shit.
smoke. But this is a whole new thing. You were writing articles, physical articles. I wasn't. I put the camera on. I did YouTube research. I edited a video together.
But I probably read a lot of those articles, and I probably got inspiration.
And it's
from
also
possibly,
the balance.
yeah, but I'll speak for myself. I wasn't buying hip hop magazines.
That's true.
I wasn't doing any of that.
That's true.
I just wasn't, right? I'm not like a specialist that does like hip hop breakdowns and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, but so I can't even speak to that essentially because I'm not doing that right now. But let's say the Breakfast Clubs inspired me, right? I wasn't reading anything. I watched what 𝙬𝔦𝔐𝔓 was doing on YouTube. I watched how they structured the show. I watched how Loudspeaker organized their shows. I watched how Taxstone gave it up on the microphone. And these are all audio things that I'm learning. And then that's my journalism, right? And then I'm spinning that into my own thing. You know, does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And you're describing perfectly what's going on. Like, we throw the term journalist around so much because media is a very big field.
It is.
And it has a lot of people in it.
Yeah.
Like, we'll look at a guy like fucking Ebro or 𝙬𝔦𝔐𝔓.
Right.
We might loosely think journalists when we see them, but they're radio hosts.
Exactly.
They're radio hosts at the end of the day.
100%.
And so that the same level of responsibility, there's some level of responsibility that's there because you report to people, you're nationally syndicated, but the integrity, it's a different level of integrity. It's still there, but it's different because your job is commentary.
Right.
You're supposed to bring color. You're not just supposed to tell us the facts of the case.
Yes.
That comes in on the back end.
Exactly. Exactly.
Media's gotten to the point now where
I can add value by having that, but it's not required, really.
And we're at the point in time now where the most value you can have in media is the color commentary.
It's 100%.
But
exactly. And this is the thing. I can respect what you do, but what I do and what I specialize in and what you specialize in, does the market want that? Like, we've taken something that you had to get a college degree from, and I don't need that at all. I don't need that, right? I can be the biggest YouTube journalist and have reach. I can see my analytics. I value those analytics on YouTube because I can see them. You know what I mean? Like I can physically see where my locations are. I never went to college, got a college degree. It's almost like old hip hop, how like all the pioneers of hip hop didn't make the millions of dollars like the bullshit artist is today. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's just the actual landscape.
Same
is
with
different.
NBA contracts. It's
Same
just
with
like
the NBA contract. It's just
the habitat.
This is what the
changed.
world is.
This
You know
is
what
what
I'm
the world
saying?
is.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
So the respect has to be mutual. I think everybody wants to be bowed down to first, right? You know what I mean? Nobody wants to give the respect out first, even though it has to be given out.
From the old regime. You mean and
the old regime? Yes, I will say the old regime does not want to give no respect out. But this is the thing with the old regime: they're watching.
Yeah,
you watch. You're in that 10,000 views. You're in that 500,000 views. All of y'all are watching what I'm doing. More of y'all have watched what I did than the people watch that article you wrote. Mm-hmm. So and not only that, you're watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you respect something that I'm doing, but you will never verbalize it. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
watch is not an immediate respect. We could be watching to see how bad it is.
That is true as well.
And like I do understand the perspective of the old regime though, because what you described perfectly encapsulates it. Because I did all this to get where I am.
Right.
There was a tried and true pathway to become who I am.
Yeah.
And I had to go through the ringer. Imagine you were in the Army and there was a bunch of new cadets that came in, but they didn't go through basic training.
Yeah.
They didn't go through Hell Week. You would look at them niggas like, bruh,
but
y'all are weak.
But I don't
y'all are a different breed and I can't respect that pimping because we come from a different cloth.
Yeah.
I earned my position.
Yeah.
The internet has allowed there to be no basic training in media anymore.
But this is also the other thing too, like
it's a fine line.
There's no basic training. 90% of people, this is like an actual statistic, 90% of people don't even get 1,000 views on YouTube. So there's a certain level of basic training and quality that you passed, right? Maybe not even quality that you passed, but you figured something out, right?
Success, but not necessarily like skill.
Possibly, yeah.
You
because,
get what I'm saying? Because you know,
100%.
big shit, bad shit gets big, and some good things get small. But
and there's a moment in here. It's that Drink Champs timestamp, where Curtis King was talking about how the consumerism, it's the hyper consumerism. Go to 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Where we're playing on a different landscape. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think. See, this is where I just didn't realize I was gonna get this much. I feel like I resonated so much with this shit because
you personally relate to the experience,
right? Yeah. And I can understand both sides. You know what I mean? And for me personally, I've gotten to a comfortable. I respect all people, but that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's as deep as it goes. I have to do. I have to do me. I have to do me because. I can't waste time. I don't care. I can't care about what your opinion is. That's gonna slow my motion down. You know what I mean? Because I'm operating in today. I understand what you do. If you're not willing to come to me on where I'm at, I'm willing to come to you where you're at. You know what I mean? And that's me personally. Some people like the academics mentality or academic logic. It's fucking nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not even gonna say, "You're right. I should start adding sources to when I'm talking about things," right? Me as a YouTube creator or a podcast person or whatever, I can say, nah, I have to do these things that are a little bit more flashy to attract more youth. But you know what? I do respect that. I can understand where it's going to make me look better if I cite my sources and I do these things and I have references, right? I can take from that. But I realize even with that openness, and this could just be for me personally, right? Other people might have different experiences. From my experience, that doesn't mean anything to these people though, right? They don't look at you, they haven't looked at me and said, oh, I respect what you have done. I respect that you respect what I do. It's still like, this isn't good enough or whatever. So now I just have to step away from it because it's going to take me away from doing better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because then you playing this weird game where you're trying to please the sensei.
Fuck all that shit. Fuck a sensei. It's me.
It's different if he's here physically teaching you karate. That's a completely different experience.
Is there
and that's another thing. A lot of these OGs, they have no idea what the fuck is going on down here. But they have no idea how to get it like this. Like they could not take, and a lot of them, they couldn't take people with zero clout and zero movement and recreate themselves. They couldn't do it.
Juan Epstein isn't the only nigga in his situation of like, you shouldn't leave that job.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's a lot of people in that position where like, just keep your job. Don't try to just be a lone wolf, the Lone Ranger in this deserty land,
like
nigga.
You
feeling
like you
confident,
fully
huh?
understand what's going on down here because you don't.
Yeah.
You don't because like the easiest test would be pick two people we ain't never seen or pick one person we ain't never seen, recreate that shit again in today's society. They can't do it. They can't.
But isn't the idea from the sensei that the color commentary gets better when you have the journalistic integrity in it, or when you at least have read the things, or when you at least know the things? Like the sensei, you may not be looking up to the sensei to please him, but the sensei has things to teach.
For sure.
And there's a
You see
with what you said.
If he respects you.
But whether he respects you or not.
Exactly.
The sensei has things to teach.
Exactly. And
Regardless.
Lauren, I agree.
And
like
I
there's a
was just about to
certain
say-
level of respect you should give the sensei. You feel me?
And you
But
give
they're
it first.
Yes.
You give it first.
Yes.
So the new media should give it to the old media.
New
first.
media,
So we're
you're
there
always
right now.
supposed to respect the elders.
Yeah.
You always respect the elders.
You always should try, I think.
You should always try and respect the elders, and if they disrespect you back, well, it's like, you know.
Because and that's another thing too.
Kumbaya.
Like, how many times can you be like academics? I can understand a nigga that came to each person that they respected, and all of them said, "I don't give a fuck about you."
Right.
I can understand. Now I can get it. Fuck them.
And then you
I
get to that level.
Yeah, I get that.
Now I'm the biggest flexer possible.
Right. Yeah. So I get both sides because it's easy to shit on something newer, but what made him that way?
But also,
what made that person that way?
Yes, but also the man, like, of what being a man is, like, you just have to roll with the punches.
Now, on some SMD shit, like that's different.
Yeah,
that's different. That's different. I can say I'm at a respectful. I don't fuck with you niggas. It's like I'm at a respectful level of it though. You know,
and it's you evolved to that point.
Yeah, I've evolved to that point. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you though, but it's just.
But I can also understand not all people would do that, right?
And it's also a level of like, you should never put people above like God. Or like your mother. You know what I'm saying?
You should never put anybody on a pedestal.
That's literally what it says in
what
the
it comes
Bible.
down to.
It's dangerous for you.
It literally only leads to downfall.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah,
that's the trick of this life.
The new regime gotta choose up first. They gotta give respect.
They should always. I agree. They should always give respect because the people before you, granted, it was a different time then.
Yeah,
they still did it before you.
And just take what they did.
Especially in this situation. We still have to forget we're talking about the company man and what's the dirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we said somebody said the word.
I'm kind of applying it to other things outside of this though.
Somebody said the word disrespect. I don't think this is what that is, even though we still got we got to stay on the context of what we're talking about.
That's facts.
Like,
that's facts.
Justin, company man, didn't disrespect what's the dirt.
No.
It was completely educational.
Right. 100%.
But I do believe what's the dirt should have came at it with a level of respect.
Yeah, it just measure. That's his biggest thing. It's just he should have just gave because it came way too quick.
Because look,
company man dropped this video. What's the dirt was on Twitter within 24 hours.
Because it was another important thing. Quick. If a nigga isn't paying your bills, you should never respect him above like the level you should need to respect.
Right? Yeah,
because he's not paying your bills. So I understand the level of like Menace. Like nigga, I'm not about to just like adhere to what you got going on.
That's a whole fact. Yeah,
but you move with grace.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You play your position as a white man, as a settler.
This is that hyper-consume conversation right here.
Yeah, the hyper-consume conversation. We'll close out with this just because this still kind of goes all to the point, but it was just interesting. I fuck with this. I really fuck with
Yeah, I fuck with Curtis, right?
I fuck with Curtis King TV. I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with him.
He's solid.
He got a real black name.
He got a nice radio voice.
I fuck with how much I agreed and didn't at the same time.
Right.
I love that. I like
because it was clear, concise.
I watched 2 hours and was like, I understood everything he was saying, but I'm like, I'm not.
And you could,
I'm not all the way there, but I get it.
But
I know. I got why we got there.
You could feel. You know what shoes he's wearing,
100%,
and that's what's important.
And I still,
you know what I mean.
Like, and I think he played it nicely too.
When a lot of people watch "What's the Dirt" video, some people could tell that it was just like, all right, it's narrative time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like everybody is kind of on this side, so let me put a video out in position of this side.
Yeah,
to get that that active rage.
And just the whole Kendrick and Drake thing. because it was cultural, I genuinely believe this beef like hurt friendships.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was like I genuinely believe that. Yeah, like so this was already like it's crazy how hypersensitive this entire beef was to where shit's just different.
Might
you know what I mean?
Girl, nigga.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
then,
so this beef was already really. So Dirt was operating in a dangerous position anyway.
Yeah.
And because Kendrick won, I can understand it's not right to say, and I can understand why you would just think, but you fucking Kendrick fans are just the worst. I can get that because it's like, bro, it was just hypersensitive, bro. That cultural shit was crazy.
Dirt, if Dirt is watching this, you gotta understand your people, in most cases, like Trap Lord Ross, they've never like gracefully landed on the yes, I'm white in the nigga culture. Like Trap Lord Ross, he kind of stumbled a little bit with the whole King Von situation. That was like a whole debacle.
He rolled his ankle.
He rolled his ankle
a little bit.
A lot of white people, they don't tend to just voila.
And that's another thing. I be getting where black people come from, bro. But I want to. There might be a video on either Justin Hunt's page or Curtis King TV. I want to hear in 2024 what they think the culture is. I desperately want to hear that because when there's a lot of conversation about culture, I hear a lot of the beginning of hip hop things that I do not see active
today,
in. I don't see that every day.
Yeah.
So
there's
so
no
like
B-boys.
That's what I'm saying. So like I feel them. I read hip hop books. I rented them shits from the library. I feel you. But I don't see it today.
It's like it's already long gone type shit.
So I hear you, but I want to hear what are we looking at, bro? Because that's not what I see when I go up in it. That's not what I see when they're playing on the radio. That's not what's being pushed on the masses. Where do y'all genuinely think it's at? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the market at? Because I get it, and I don't ever want to disrespect somebody protecting hip hop, right? But in my mind, the culture's been lost. In my mind. So, but even though I get it, the culture's lost. I don't see it. You know, so it's like I get these talking points with my nigga. Where do you please tell me where you think we're at?
Well, it's also it's this. Like, this is the problem. It wasn't enough niggas doing this. It like at this point, I feel like niggas are trying to stop the cancer from spreading. Yeah. But also in terms of like the culture in itself outside of the beef.
The culture been lost.
Black culture, we're going through like a renaissance of where like being Jamaican isn't black anymore.
Right.
But it was like 5 years ago.
It was 5 years ago.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But we've been going through this for quite a while though.
Every 10 years things change.
We're getting to the point where it's really getting fleshed out.
So it's that on top of like the past grievances with other white people in the culture, Trap Lord Ross, all the others. It's a multitude. Vlad. Yeah. It's a multitude of
everybody, and a lot of people are taking their thing. A lot of people are taking their anger out from past shit too, like on one specific target. You know what I mean? Like
they are, but there is a sense of like, if I get drunk in my house and I pee in the sink, that's okay
because it's my.
This is my house.
Right.
If you come in my house and piss in my sink,
it's up.
I don't care
this
if
is a
you're
different
drunk.
issue.
Yeah,
right.
I don't care if you're drunk. I don't care if you high off ketamines, nigga.
Right. It's up.
And just
regardless.
And like moving forward with what's the dirt, I mean, he's gonna be all right. Like,
he'll be all right.
He'll be all right.
This is just a little ankle roll.
That's the thing. He has to know that it's an ankle roll and nothing more.
That's it.
Because if he fuck around, if he's in his head like right now, just thinking like, God damn, my leg is really hurt, like he tore his Achilles or something.
He said that he was done with this. And I hope that doesn't mean he's not doing the Drake and Kendrick breakdowns anymore, because he hasn't finished this battle in terms of the records that come out. And I hope that doesn't mean that. Go to his Instagram, but I saw him promoting the new video that he's going to be doing, and it was Cole taking shots at Drake on Who Dat.
Yeah.
So I hope that doesn't mean, I hope he's not abandoning this.
Nah, he's just
because
done
it got too hot. You know what I mean?
He's done entertaining the culture conversations.
Yeah, but that you have to entertain the culture conversation if you're going to finish out these diss records.
Not necessarily. Like you answer the questions like Kamala answers questions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It depends on what you're talking to.
So this is his new video that he's been promoting.
Are we watching this?
That a Happy Dad hat?
I'm kind of scared because he's a part of Happy Dad now. I know how their copyrights are. Just show the screenshot of it.
Okay.
But this is something that he put on his Instagram, which I can't wait to see either. You know what I'm saying? Like it's whatever. I just hope that he doesn't not finish this beef breakdown. That's all I hope.
You hope that this injury doesn't make him self-conscious in the future to where he goes up for a dunk that he would normally do.
I understand we took an L. I understand we took a little L. We have to finish. Fuck these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Just ignore them. You do you. Just
don't ignore it completely. Take what you need from this because there's something here.
Take the lesson that you learned from this and push forward. And we need to hear. Now we need to meet the grams. We need the not like us breakdown. I need all those breakdowns. Like I need you to finish my series. You know what I mean?
Especially because, and I don't think we've mentioned this. Justin and Matt have spoken on the phone already. They pieced this up.
This is a complete PP.
It's in like this was a huge storyline, but like they eventually came to terms on this.
Yeah,
which is beautiful because they're both nice guys.
Yeah,
I can only imagine how this would have been if it was actually AKADEMIKS. Or like another nigga that was a little belligerent that they just not gonna take criticism and learning very well.
Right.
Yeah, like Nori.
Yeah, but they're both pretty nice guys overall. So
yeah, we don't have to watch that clip actually.
Just felt like Nori would.
I think that was it.
Nori ain't listening to shit.
That's a random shot.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
But it fits for some reason, right?
Yeah, Nori, right?
Doesn't Nori seem hard headed a little bit?
Stand on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like it's just like you can look at him and tell. But when he does learn his lesson, he'll be like, "Nigga, what? You know what I mean? You know I get down on Nori."
Yeah, for sure.
Nori, yeah.
You can look at his
man. You got me, man. Yeah, you got me.
You can look at his hairline, tell he hard headed. He just wouldn't let it go. He said, like, "I'm gonna go get this hairline, and everybody's gonna see it grow."
Oh man. All right. Yeah, let's jump over to Vlad TV.